Good afternoon. Welcome to today's Cuppa with Katie. It is my absolute pleasure to be with you today. And I have a little reminder for you. So if you're in my community, what I'm going to share today, I'm pretty darn sure I could put money on the fact that you've heard me say this before. And we literally need this reminder, I think, every day. I really do. And I really hope that wherever you are, whatever's going on for you, that something I share today is going to be of service to you. I really, really hope there'll be like a little light bulb moment, a little kick up the pants, maybe a little inspiration and motivation to move forward in the direction of your desires, goals, and dreams. So, you know, we're all human, right? And we all have this monkey mind going on. We do. We all do. Every single one of us. And it is our daily spiritual practice. It is our daily practice to notice what's going on in here, to challenge it, and to up level anything that's not moving us in the direction of like the woman that you're meant to be. You know, you're here to be the woman you're meant to be. And what's going on up in here is often blocking you to showing up in the world in that way, to living into your values, to feeling really aligned with the truth of who you are. So mindset work is a huge part of the coaching that I'm doing with my clients. And it affects every single one of us. So if you're here, please say hello. I can see a few of you joining. Say hi. I'm using this software called StreamYard, and it will ask you to give permission to share your name as you comment. So if you do that, then I know who I'm talking to. Otherwise, it will say Facebook user. But it's really, really lovely to hear you here, to have you here. Hello, Raman. Thank you. I'm glad you love the ideas. Well, today's idea actually has been properly inspired by a woman in my Evolution membership. So I have a membership group called, can't find my words today. I have a membership group called Evolution Membership. And this amazing woman is in the membership. And she's actually outside of the membership working through one of my home study programs called Daring and Mighty Love. So she's doing that as a standalone product. I also run that alongside a mastermind. Anyway, she's working through the modules and she came up against something that she shared in the Evolution membership group. And it was absolutely genius. It was a proper like light bulb aha moment for her. And I had to share it with you today because it ties in beautifully with what I wanted to share today. And she's actually adding a level to my teaching that I hadn't thought of. So thank you to you. You know who you are, but I'm keeping you anonymous for now. And please do say hi as you're joining. And if you're on replay, just type in #replay and let me know who's there. I love to see who's watching. Okay, so let me just read the comment that she popped into our Evolution membership Facebook group earlier today. She says, I completed module 3 on Saturday and discovered another limiting belief that I sort of knew was there but hadn't fully acknowledged. I wondered whether to write about it here, and the thought of it made me feel a bit silly because I wondered if other people might think it's ridiculous. And that was the aha moment. When something is trapped in my head, it is very real and very significant. And yet when I think about sharing it, it makes me see it in a different light, and I can almost rationalize better with myself in regards to what would be a better thought that's more true to actual reality and would serve me better. I hope that makes sense. Basically, the moral is to get outside of your head and the thoughts that get trapped there. Isn't that genius? I loved it. Hello, Rachel. So good to see you, my darling. Really, really lovely. Happy Wednesday. Yes. Hey, Marie-Pierre. Bonjour. Good to see you too. So isn't that brilliant? That simple fact that, hey, Raman, you're watching all our sessions too. That's awesome. Thank you. So that simple fact that we have these crazy, and I say that with love because we've all got them. Hey, Kellyanne, good to have you too, darling. we all have these self-sabotaging, limiting beliefs running around in our heads, right? And we're so used to them, but they become so familiar to us, and we become so trapped and taken over by them that we can actually forget to question the truth of them. We can actually forget to take a look at maybe just how ridiculous they are. And there's something, as this woman has said, there is something about imagining telling other people what you're thinking and realizing in that instance that through saying it aloud, it sort of shines a light on kind of the ridiculousness of it. So let me have that lead into a little tool that I wanted to share with you today, which ties in with checking out what's going on in your mind. So a conscious, empowered woman, and I believe there might be a man here today as well, a conscious, empowered woman, a conscious, empowered person notices what's going on up here, chooses to not live life on autopilot, being dictated to and run by these thoughts, but chooses to stop, get curious, and notice what's going on up here and check it out. You might want to, and I really recommend this, when you've got crazy thoughts running around, do a big brain dump and dump the thoughts down onto paper. Literally make a list of all the fearful voices, everything that says you can't do what you want or can't have what you want, or you're not meant for it. It's never going to happen for you. Caring what other people think. I'll give you some actual tangible examples that are coming up in my Daring and Mighty Love mastermind group at the moment as well. So I'm going to list out a few examples that the women in that group are currently working with, and I've invited them to check out because it might just spark something for you. So actually sit and write a list of everything that is going on in your mind. This is what a conscious, empowered person does, because we refuse to live our life dictated by the nonsense that can go on up here. Said with love, we've all got it. So write out all of the sabotaging thoughts. And then let's just work with one to start with. And you're going to use this process with every single thought. You're going to go through each one and run through this process. And the first thing you're going to say to yourself is, how do I feel when I believe that thought? How does that make me feel? Now, usually you're going to come up with something like, I feel disempowered, I feel sad, I feel trapped, I feel disappointed, I feel not good enough, like, right? So come up with how it makes you feel and really connect with that, because we don't want you feeling like that, right? And self-love invites you to take care of that, to take care of yourself. And the next thing you're going to do is say, is look at the belief, look at the thought that's sabotaging you, and ask yourself, is that true? Can I know 100% for certain that that is true? And by the way, what I'm sharing here is loosely the work of a woman called Katie. If you want to check her out, she's got something called The Work. And this is one of her processes. I've been using this process for years and years and years, and I've kind of elaborated on it and use it in my own way. But essentially what I'm sharing today is the skeleton of what she teaches. So you look at the sabotaging thought and ask yourself, is that true? Can I know 100% for sure, like it's absolute fact, that this color is yellow, that it's true? And nearly always the answer is going to be no. Nearly always. So if the answer is no, and it's making you feel pretty rubbish, then you're going to want to do something about it, right? So then you need to ask yourself, well, how do I want to feel instead? You know, if I don't want to feel not good enough anymore, if I don't want to feel sad and disappointed anymore, what do I want to feel instead? I want to feel like I'm enough. I want to feel like I'm worthy. I want to feel excited about my future, right? So come up with how you decide to feel instead. And then ask yourself, what do I need to believe to feel like that? What else could be true so that I can feel like that? Because if what I'm telling myself on repeat is going round and round and round in my head and making me feel a little bit crazy and a bit crappy, what else could I believe instead? Because you need to remember there are gazillions of people on this planet who, when you ask them about this particular thing, this subject that you've got one belief about, they'll have a gazillion, billion different beliefs about that subject too. Hold on, I'm just getting my assistant is sending me alerts. I'm on a live. So there's going to be gazillions, billions, millions different alerts. See, now I'm distracted. Beliefs on the planet about the same thing. You just get to pick one. I like to imagine, I kind of see, when I do this exercise, I almost imagine little bubbles of beliefs. Because when you ask yourself what else could be true, write as many as you can come up with. Write 50 different things if you want, because there will be. Because there's people on the planet thinking 50 different things. Write them all out, all the different things that could be true. And then you get to choose the one that is your truth. You get to choose the belief that is going to take you in the direction of your dreams. That's going to have you feel the way you desire to feel, right? Yeah. So let's use some tangible examples. Let me just say hello as well to a few people that have joined. Hello, Sarah. Good to have you, darling. And Kellyanne's loving Byron Katie. Yeah, she's great, isn't she? I mean, her work right at the beginning, I mean, we're going back, like, I think I probably discovered her work about 12 years ago. And it was really, really powerful for me. I was really beginning my journey of getting to know myself, and I was spending a lot of time with my journal. And I would consciously begin to notice every single sabotaging thought I was having, and I was checking them out. And it was so empowering. I literally was taking my power back every single time I realized I don't have to choose that belief. That belief makes me feel crappy. I can choose this belief instead. That makes me feel good. That's taking me where I want to go. Because there's no judgment on what beliefs you choose. I mean, no one actually knows what's going on in your head. Only you know, and only you know how that feels. So why not choose something that has you feel good? And there's no one saying, and no one knows what belief is actually true and right. All that matters is that it feels good for you, it feels aligned for you, and it allows you to be the person you came here to be, right? So I'm going to just use some little examples from my Daring and Mighty Mastermind group at the moment, which is an amazing, beautiful, gorgeous group of women who are all calling in their soulmates, and they're working through the online program, Daring and Mighty Love. And all sorts of weird and wonderful beliefs are coming up for them. For example, I'm not good at running anymore. People will think I'm ridiculous or not good enough. So that belief for this particular woman is perpetuating a lack of joy in her life, right? She loves running. She loves the feeling of freedom it gives her. She loves that it keeps her fit and healthy. She loves the socialness, if that's a word, of it, because she likes to run with a group. And there's a little bit of social anxiety that's crept up through lockdown. And she doesn't think she's very good at running anymore, not as good as she used to be. And she's just noticed this crazy belief, but it's blocking her from having what she wants. It's blocking her from getting out and running and doing the thing that she really loves, because she's fallen trapped to caring what other people think. So she's a super cool, conscious, empowered woman. She's noticed this crazy little belief, and she's now checking it out. And she's asking herself, well, what else could be true? And there's millions of things, like what else could be true? Everybody else is too busy noticing their running ability to even bother to notice hers. Mind your own business. There might be other people looking at her thinking, wow, she's a super hot runner. I wish I could be as good as her. Like, there's so many different things that could be true. So choose something. Another belief running it with one of the girls is, I'll have to move home and take care of my mother one day, which is perpetuating her experience of being single, because it's really like a nagging thought in the back of her head. And actually it's something that was said to her once upon a time, which is lingering. It's like, well, you're going to be single forever, so you'll be the one that moves back home and takes care of mum in her old age. And she's sort of taking it on as a responsibility. So she needs to check that thought out, because it's way back here. It's almost like an echo, but it's present, and it's nagging, and it's energy draining. And so a conscious, empowered woman will stop. She'll write that down. She'll ask herself, how does that make me feel? How do I desire to feel instead? What else could be true? And choose a different belief. You know, maybe one day with her amazing, beautiful, open-hearted, loving, caring, generous, gorgeous partner, they will be able to invite her mum into their home, and it would be a joy. Or maybe they have a beautiful house next door to where they live that mum can live. I mean, we don't know. But honestly, you can start playing around with what else could be true. So much else is possible that will have you feel good. Another woman saying, I will be disappointed. So her fear is being let down, being abandoned. This was a big one for me, and still can be. This is one that I personally still have to work with. I'll get disappointed. I'll get let down. It perpetuates that feeling of being alone in the world. It perpetuates that separateness. So what else could be true? What else could be true is I will be miraculously supported. I will be amazed at the love and support that takes care of me. And then that kind of invites us to start noticing how taken care of we are, and how life is always loving and supporting us, because it is. But when you have this belief running that's an expectation of being let down and disappointed, because that is running, that is all you're noticing. You're literally looking for evidence subconsciously all the time to prove that to be true. But when you bring it into the light and challenge it and ask yourself and dig into your subconscious and let your subconscious start working on other options, what else could be true? You start noticing what else could be true, and you start noticing where in life you aren't disappointed, you're lifted up, you're supported, you're helped, you're cared for, you're loved. There's synchronicities, there's miracles, there's luck, there's chance happenings. It's life supporting you and guiding you. There's many, many times that you've been amazed at an outcome. So you're not always disappointed. But when that thought is allowed to run, and I say that intentionally because you're a conscious woman, if you've got that thought running the show, it's because you're allowing it and you're giving yourself your power away to it. So this practice is about taking your power back and choosing what you're going to believe instead. I'm doing this right now for myself too, and I have got my work cut out for me at the moment with some stuff that's come up for me in terms of the bigger life and where I want to take my life next. It's some big stuff, and I'm working on it with my coach at the minute, and I'm really having to work this. And there's a couple of things going on for me right now where the beliefs are so big and so entangled that it's like I'm having to pull them all apart and untangle this big knot of beliefs so that I can see it for what it is and take my power back. Every time we up level in life, this is the beginnings of the mindset work that we have to do. So I'm in it with you, okay? I've got 2 more beliefs I want to share with you, and then I will wrap up. But I want to share these real life beliefs that other women are working through, because it's relatable and it might just spark something for you. So another woman has said there are no good men out there, which is perpetuating her being single. How does that make you feel? Disconnected, alone, not enough. I could go on. How do you desire to feel? Connected, supported, held safe by a good man. So what else could be true? Well, an obvious one is there are good men out there. I'm only looking for one man. I know for sure there's one good man on this planet. He's looking for me too. You start allowing your subconscious to search for other beliefs, and you'll start noticing that other things can be true. Oh, look, he seems like a good man. That guy behind the counter in that shop that really served you well and took care of you and smiled at you and made sure you're okay, He's clearly a good man. Oh, look, my friend's husband, look how he's taking care of her. I'm noticing what a great husband he is to her and what a great father he is to their kids. Oh, another piece of evidence, a good man. They exist. You'll start to notice that they exist instead of only noticing the ones that aren't so good and attracting that into your experience. Remember, we get what we focus on. Everything's energy. Final one I'm going to share is good things never happen for me, which kind of ties in with the I'll be disappointed belief. Good things never happen for me, which kind of perpetuates that lack mentality, that scarcity mentality. And when we're in an energy of lack and scarcity, that's what we're creating for ourselves. So start noticing that this thought is going on and choose a different belief. Amazing, wonderful, miraculous things are always happening for me. I am so completely, utterly supported by life and the universe. It feels so good to be so supported by life and the universe. I have so much evidence in my life, throughout my life, when I look back along the timeline of my life, of how much good has happened to me and for me. Right? You start to create new beliefs supported with affirmations. That's another Cuppa with Katie session. And you'll start to notice, how good things do happen for you. Yeah. And then, as my evolution member client says, remember the moment that you also choose to, you can even just imagine sharing your limiting beliefs with somebody. Somehow that will quickly shine a light on how ridiculous it is. That's the power of group coaching as well. There's something really, really powerful about bringing your deepest, darkest fears and thoughts into a group and sharing it with women who love you and who want the best for you, and with a coach who loves you and wants the best for you. And as soon as you kind of put it out there, you can see it for what it is, but being witnessed in that, being witnessed in your vulnerability of that, is immensely powerful and healing. And I have this with my coach. So I'm not in a group coaching program at the moment, but I'm in private coaching. And, yesterday in my session with her, I brought all of my crazy limiting beliefs. And I thought and move through life by these sabotaging beliefs, or are you going to step up, love yourself enough, and choose the empowered way of being in the world, which is to challenge that stuff that's going on up there. Yeah. And if you want to be amongst a really awesome, amazing group of women who are doing this conscious work, come and join Evolution membership. The first month is still free. I keep saying I'm going to stop having the first month free. I think it's been a year now that I've had the first month free. I just kind of want to give you the chance to come in, try it out. If you love it, stay. If it's not for you, you can leave. No questions asked. Yeah. So Evolution membership, the link is, I think in the comment, it's above, but I'll put it below perhaps as well. You'll find it. It's here. Quick hello to Kate. Hello, Kate. You're going to watch the recording. Awesome. Thank you all for joining. It's been a pleasure to see you. And I am now going to finish my cup of tea and do a little meditation and prepare for a brand new private client that I'm starting with this afternoon. We've got a big deep dive 2-hour session coming up. So I'm going to go and get grounded, get centered, connect with her energy, and create a powerful session for us. All right. Hey, Sarah. Yeah, evolution. Woo-hoo, we love it. We love it. Yay. All right, guys. Loving you. Mwah. Till next time. Have a great day. Bye.